There's nothing like a good conservative cat fight. I enjoy it. You enjoy it. We all enjoy it. And so now this latest cat fight is actually showing deep divisions within the Republican Party between the establishment and the Trump wing. So now recently, the Republican National Committee declared the events of January 6th to be legitimate political discourse. So now that's their rebuke of the January 6th committee and the censure, of course, Representatives Adam Kinzinger and Liz Cheney. So now later on, of course, they clarified, sort of, that, oh, no, we only mean the nonviolent ones. They're the ones that were engaging in legitimate political discourse, even though they're still breaking the law. All right, well, now this has conservatives warring at each other openly over the future of the party. Will it be the Trump party or will it be the establishment party? So now, hours before the vote, you had several Republicans, including Senator Mitt Romney, who said this, quote, "Shame falls on a party that would censure persons of conscience who seek truth in the face of vitriol. Honor attaches to Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger for seeking truth, even when doing so comes at great personal cost." Now, again, that's Mitt Romney. Senator Bill Cassidy of Louisiana tweeted this, "The RNC is censuring Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger because they are trying to find out what happened on January 6th. Huh? Maryland Governor Larry Hogan wrote this on Twitter, "The GOP I believe in is the party of freedom and truth. It's a sad day for my party and the country when you're punished just for expressing your beliefs, standing on principle, and refusing to tell blatant lies." Then, of course, you have the National Review. National Review, again, a conservative outlet, conservative publication. Here's a column they wrote, or some excerpts of. "The action of the mob on January 6th was an indefensible disgrace. It is deserving of both political accountability and criminal prosecution. Aspects of it are also fit subjects for a properly conducted congressional inquiry. It is wrong to minimize or excuse what happened that day. The RNC's massive misstep in labeling the Capitol action legitimate political discourse is political malpractice of the highest order coming from people whose entire job is politics." I mean, look, all of that, yes, true. So far, so good. And it is actually a pretty strong rebuke, to be fair. Now, they added, once again, this is true, that it's going to cause real damage to the party because it will be used against them. And again, Democrats, you'd be stupid if you didn't use that against them, honestly, because it is politics. Politics is dirty. So now, here's what they said on that. "It will be used against hundreds of elected Republicans who are not consulted in the drafting of the wording and do not endorse its sentiment. The RNC bought the entire party a bounty of bad headlines and easy attack ads. It did so for no good purpose, and its action will only encourage those who see riots as legitimate political discourse, a mistake, and worse, a shame." Now, I don't think they're wrong about a lot of this. Now, let me push back a little bit and just go back to how riots are the language of the unheard. But in this case, MAGA chuds are not unheard. In fact, we couldn't get them to shut the fuck up about the election or about anything for something that's so-called, that is called the silent minority, or no, I'm sorry, not silent minority, silent majority. Thank you. For people who are called the silent majority, they never shut up. They're the loudest motherfuckers in the room. And so it kind of boggles my mind, right? Not the language of the unheard. No, these are the people that are very, 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 very heard. And all of these, and all of the things that they say are pretty much nonsense. But as I said, what do you expect? Okay? So now, this is, for my opinion, this is not the establishment party anymore, the Republican Party. It's the party of Trump now. And honestly, I ask, what did you expect from this? And you know, I'll go to illustrate the fact that they spent decades priming their voters. You know, through, of course, right-wing media, talk radio, Fox News, etc. And what they've done is that they have filled them with distrust in what they consider to be liberal institutions, basically academia, science, facts, and government, of course. And so they did that because it made it easier to convince their base, the middle-class suburbanites, and racist, of course, in not just racist, but yes, definitely racist. But then you also have people that were not living in big cities, in rural areas, whatever. And it made them easier to convince them to believe in Reaganomics. The wealth is going to trickle down, folks. I mean, if you just give everything to the rich, what comes off their plate, what spills over the edge, the crumbs, they can be yours one day. You know, if you fight everybody else, obviously, for those crumbs. And of course, to let them kill unions, as Reagan did. And of course, as a result of all these policies that were massively favored towards the people who were in power, the actual elites, the powerful politicians, etc., the middle class began to hemorrhage. All that new wealth went to the top. And so as a result, the Republican Party took their messaging and they said, well, it's not the rich elites that are doing this. No. It's welfare. It's black people. It's immigrants. It's the working poor. They're taking all your money. That guy, he's got your cookie. Go beat him up for it. Metaphorically, of course. Although, of course, sometimes they do mean it literally, in a literal sense. That's what they did. And for decades, got them to believe and create this entire fictional reality around themselves. And this is the result. This is what happens. The Republican Party is simply dealing with the monster of its own creation. And that's why I believe the Republican Party needs to die. It just needs, as an institution, it's got to go. It's just got to go. I don't agree with Nancy Pelosi. I don't agree with Joe Biden. I don't think we need a strong Republican Party. We need a left-wing party because we don't have one. Or at the very least, a center-left party because we don't even have one of those. Something. And then, of course, if we actually have a left-wing party, then the Democrats can take their place as the Republican Party because their policies are essentially, on the economic side, old-school Republicanism, but just without the racism, or at least without the open racism. But as I said before, Trump is the logical end result of the foxification of the Republican Party. He is not the disease itself. He is not the cancer. No, he is a symptom. The real cancer is the greed. The real cancer is the donors.